what is your position on the Sanity Days, the band featuring several ex-Onslaught members?
Basically people who really had no contribution to Onslaught's music, trying to still be part of Onslaught for some reason, you know. Find it very strange. Why these guys who never wrote one note of music or one word of lyrics should still want to sort of try and tag on to us, you know. If they want to do something, go and do something completely different. I mean, Sy's heard some of the stuff and he said it's very good, which is great as far as I'm concerned, but distance yourself from Onslaught. Alright, you were once in the band, that's fine. You know, they've all played their part in the band's history, which has to be acknowledged, and without those guys doing what they did, we wouldn't be here. But things changed, and I wish them all the best with what they're doing, as long as they choose their own path and not try to sort of tag on to us all the time.
Okay, let's speak about influences. There's definitely a lot of common ground between Onslaught and Venom, so in what ways had Venom contributed to making Onslaught what it is?
To be honest, I don't think when Ray Power from Hell or anything like that, I wasn't really not heard too much of Venom, to be honest.
No?
No. I mean, we come from sort of more of a hardcore punk band background at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I think Venom...
So did Venom in a way.
Yeah, I mean, they've got that kind of chaotic sound on the first album in particular. Like, so I guess there is that kind of connection that way, but they're not really somebody who were a major influence on Onslaught at the beginning. We were sort of more discharged, Motorhead type influences for me anyway.
What about the new wave of heavy metal? Are you recording? Sorry. When Onslaught was basically born when that movement was dying out, so wasn't there any influence from those bands, that movement, directly on Onslaught?
Not for you, was it really? No, not for me.
No.
I was a young punk rocker then, so it was all discharged, exploited. GBH.
But for me, the new wave British heavy metal scene just means so much, you know. That sort of do-it-yourself attitude, you know. It's the way things are returning to that sort of do-it-yourself attitude, you know.
So maybe they contributed not musically, maybe in that way to you at least.
Yeah. Well, to me, they contributed musically. You know, I'm heavily influenced by that scene. And obviously, the likes of Metallica are influenced by that whole scene as well. You know,
yeah.
So.
And you say, I think you're also the only one who has an affinity for prog rock too.
Oh yes.
What about that?
That's quite well known, isn't it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's 70s rock, right through from Purple, Zeppelin, and some awesome prog rock. Yeah.
You think some of it comes out in an Onslaught subconsciously maybe?
No, even subconsciously I don't think, no.
Okay, and we mentioned Venom before. I believe your first USA tour was with Empire of Evil, which featured Mantas. Correct me if I'm wrong. What are your memories of that tour?
It was a great tour. Yeah. We did the American tour, and for me personally, I was a huge Venom fan. This is before I joined Onslaught. I heard of Venom before I even heard of Onslaught, and a huge Venom fan. And then I was a real fanboy on the tour, real fanboy. I had quite a surreal moment realising that I was sat next to Mantas on the tour bus. It was cool.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think that there is a debate on whether it was Onslaught or Possessed that coined the phrase death metal, but irrespective of that, I think Onslaught bridged the gap between thrash and death. I don't know what your views are on this.
Yeah, definitely. According to Wikipedia, Power from Hell came out before.
In 1985, though, the same year, but...
Yeah, but actually according to Wikipedia, Power from Hell came out earlier in the year than Seven Churches, so yeah, Onslaught definitely take the crown for inventing death metal. But yeah, I think you're right. That the gap I think we had. Yeah, we bridged that gap more so than someone that Possessed. Definitely.
I mean, it's something we do like to sort of incorporate elements of death metal into the songs we write. I mean, it just gives it a kind of different slant on your standard kind of thrash style, you know. Just make a little bit more darker feel.
Over the years, there were several changes within Onslaught's lineup. What effect do you think this has had on the band's music?
I think every step has pushed the band forward. You know, we've never taken a step back. Every lineup change has been a step forward.
I mean, we don't necessarily want lineup changes. Nobody does, because it's very sort of understabilizing. But we have to use that opportunity to improve the band. I mean, there's no point in getting a lesser person in to replace whoever's leaving. So we always look to find somebody stronger, you know, and that helps. And as you look, I feel anyway, we've made better albums every time. So.
Okay, the last question I had prepared, you've basically already answered, but I'm going to ask it all the same. What are Onslaught's plans for the immediate future?
Just tour and promote the 6th album as much as possible. In the meantime, try and get work going on the new record. Label are pressuring me already for that. So I'm not going to rush it, because it's going to be one hell of a record to follow up. So we've got to be...
It's always a challenge, that's it. When we did Sounds of Violence, it was like, oh, this is pretty special. How are we going to finish, better this and the next one? And we did, so.
Do you think, when writing songs, does this fit into the Onslaught sound, or do you just write songs?
Oh yeah, of course, you've got to be aware of what we're trying to do. But with the last album, we did make things a lot more intricate, a bit more technical feel, and having Mic Hourihan in the band has allowed us to do that. We can basically go out and play anything we like now. There's no limitations to what we can do anymore. Mike's just given us a total lease of freedom. He can play anything you ask him to play, so that allows us to do more on the guitars as well.
All right, so Steve Grice's departure, had it affected the band? You adapted quickly to his...
Yeah, I mean, well, we had to.
We had to. He left us like 8 weeks before a European tour, so yeah, he's a past member of the band now, and we have Mike. It's okay.
Right, Nige Rockett and Sy Keeler, it was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you.